Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. This is a little bit of a new setting if you are used to watching my videos. I am trying to figure out the best kind of atmosphere to create for my videos, and I kind of like that it's constantly changing, but this is in my dance studio, y'all. And I think that the best time to take videos would probably be during the day because this room actually gets the brightest out of every room in the house. Despite the fact that it is not, the window actually isn't facing the sun. But anyway, I got this lovely new chair today at the thrift store for $17, as well as a couple throw pillows with colorful bats. If you know me, you know that my favorite animal is bats. I have a nice big colorful bat tattoo on my rib cage, and as well as multiple others. But anyway guys, welcome. So I have had my channel now for 2 years, and I was thinking about this today, about how it's basically like a show on me. And maybe it's not the most exciting show because a lot of it is just me talking. But it's basically this channel that shows a woman, a young woman that's just growing, and you get to watch so many different phases of my life and me in so many different stages. And I just think that that's actually really cool to think that like strangers as well as people around the world that I know that perhaps I'm not in communication with anymore actually get to watch this, and just like it makes me think of like, what is it, the Truman Show, except, you know, there's much more settings in that other than just talking about his life. But I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I went into the city today to go thrift shopping. I am actually wearing one of the outfits that I thrifted. I went into town to like, I live in a small town, but the nearest like small city to me where you do the majority of your shopping if you're looking for cheaper stuff and thrift shopping and such, is about an hour away. It's a lovely drive though, I will say this, and sometimes I just want to drive. But anyway, on the way back I stopped to get some sushi, and I think it's wild because Arizona has already done this a couple times. I think that I saw my old best friend from like 10 years ago, and we were only best friends for like a few years, and it was a little bit of a rough ending. I think it was really healthy to have ended that relationship, just the same as I feel towards ending pretty much all the friendships and relationships I've ended in the past. I feel like there were toxic elements, and perhaps we were just on different paths. But I'm pretty sure I saw her today in the sushi place, and I was like, what the fuck is the universe doing right now? Because I also think that when I was first moving out here, I had stopped at a gas station near Sedona, and I'm pretty sure I saw my ex-boyfriend, my very first boyfriend, that was an extremely toxic and abusive relationship. It's funny because like this ex-best friend, it was actually my best friend during the time of me dating him, and it was soon after breaking up with him that my relationship with her also ended. So very interesting. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, universe? That's when then I'm just like, I'm just flabbergasted. Life has become quite a bit of an emotional roller coaster for me. I've become quite reclusive. Other than going to work, I come home and I do not really spend time with anyone at all at this point, which perhaps it is just a certain point in my life that I am going through a little bit of a hermit mode. I feel a little blank on what I even want to share tonight, but I felt the urge to make a video anyway. Before I started taking this video, I heard from Spirit to not speak my truth, but to speak from my heart. And while I think they're kind of the same thing, I think I can kind of understand the concept of it. I have been feeling just extremely beaten down by life lately, and it has been a constant, one thing after another. And to be honest, while it has been very overwhelming and chaotic and just like a constant destruction of my life over the past couple years, I feel like ever since I've started this job in January, my life has been a certain type of hell. There are these beautiful things happening for me, but it seems like every area of my life has crumbled and fallen apart in some way. I think there is a cricket up there with my bags. Oh, little guy, I'm gonna see if I can save him later. How the hell did you... I guess I put a bag up there. I wonder if he was inside of the bag. How strange. I would say that I'm ready for something good to happen, but I feel like saying that makes me feel like I'm being so ungrateful for all the good that is happening in my life. I was watching this podcast, a video of a lecture by Brach. I'm not 100% sure if that's how you pronounce her last name, but that's what I'm going with. I will actually share the link in the description if you are interested. There's a part 1 and a part 2. If you only watch the part 1, I honestly highly encourage it. Basically, it is on desire and addiction, and it really just helped with settling me back into my body a little bit. I think that I've been experiencing so much overwhelm and anxiety in my life that I have had quite a bit of the grass would be greener if I simply did this, you know? If I was just back on the road, if I had a bigger vehicle home, and at the same time today, I just had an emotional breakdown because my car is just falling apart. Just one thing after another. Every time I fix something, something else falls apart, and every job is like a $600 job at least, and it is just kind of putting me over the edge a little bit. And this video just pulled me back into, rather than constantly thinking about the future and what I want and all of that, it kind of questioned, like, what is the purpose of wanting this? What is it that what is the feeling that you're searching for by accomplishing that, by getting that, by being there? What is that feeling that you will experience if you have that, or if you are in that place now? And it really made me think about what it is inside of myself that I am, the deeper longing than just having my bus and being out in the middle of the woods for a month and dancing under the stars with a loving, nurturing partner. Like, what is it that I'm really truly looking for underneath all of that? And it made me realize, like, I'm looking for a feeling of safety, a feeling of belonging, of being kindred to an environment, feeling worthy to be loved. And that's not to say that I don't already think, like, yes, I am absolutely worthy to be loved, but I do recognize at times, especially now when I'm watching a very long-term friendship of mine collapse, and being in an environment and a town where I trust almost nobody, to like everybody to like the 0 degree. And while I live in a apartment that makes me feel very safe, I feel physically safe, I do not feel mentally and emotionally safe, I guess, with the people that are in my life now. And I think that I felt very similar to this kind of feeling when I was living in Salt Lake City, but it was quite a bit different because I didn't really have almost any people in my life at all other than my brother. I didn't really have any friends except towards the end I started to make a couple friends that I hung out with very occasionally. But I think it's that kind of loneliness and a lack of safety that revolves around being surrounded by so many people yet feeling so alone, and like you can't trust any of them. And my nervous system has just been, as of recently especially, it's like something lit a match in my spine and I'm just fucking wired on this type of anxiety that is at times constant. Sometimes it comes and goes in waves. I think the thing that I want the most is peace. Peace in my environment, in my work, in my relationships, in my friendships. I feel like the overwhelm must be so deep and penetrating a bit into my core right now because I meditate a lot. I do yoga daily. I'm very careful about the foods that I put into my body. I listen to healing music and I work with all of these healing tools. I'm journaling and I am just not doing so good. I think that this is something that I have struggled with for at least most of my life, is this type of fear and terror of people because of the experiences that I've had that have built a massive amount of distrust towards humanity. Yet this deep longing and ache for meaningful and safe connection that nurtures me, that loves and accepts me for being a deeply feeling and sensitive person. I feel so hurt by life, by the universe, by God, and I keep this image in my mind. I feel like it's necessary to have this, of this person with such a pure loving energy and gentleness, just wrapping me in a bear hug and pouring all their love into me. Just this massive nurturing energy. It's like that's all. It's what I want the most, but I don't think that there is anybody around here that I trust enough to give me that type of hug that I even think would give me that type of hug. So I've pretty much completely stopped hugging people, even women, because unfortunately when my nervous system is wired like this, touch is one of those things that goes out the window because it tends to make me very uncomfortable when I'm in a state of distrusting everyone. They say that what you go through often is preparing you in some type of way, and that has been so encouraging to me in the past, and lately it is just something that I cannot stand. And I realize that I do not see the bigger picture in all of this, but at times it seems that life is preparing me to be a professional at taking a beating and still getting up. And it sounds like a beautiful thing, but right now it doesn't feel like it. Right now I'm struggling with hating myself for so many different things. I do not feel deserving of real love, one that is purely compassionate and giving, and not just searching to take something from me. And I'm definitely struggling with feeling worthy of a peaceful and not constantly chaotic life. Everything always works out. But I'm tired of saying goodbye to the people I love. I'm tired of watching people walk away. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of being so deeply feeling and a highly sensitive individual that I, most of the time, do not feel safe to fully be myself around others. Because it seems like in this culture, emotional people are so deeply looked down upon, especially by the older generation. I don't think he's gonna let me grab him. I read online that crickets are a symbol of good luck in many cultures, so I'm gonna take that. I feel like I am an extremely lucky person. And it is quite confusing at times to look at my life and see how lucky I am, yet how filled with destruction and chaos it is. Constant upheaval, constant ruins. At least I have luck on my side. I want to say that I could use some magic in my life, but it is always here. There is always magic in my life in some way. I have a very, very magical life. But I felt like this for a while, that I could just really use something really big. A big turnaround in all of the areas of my life. And I can't help but feel at times that all of this constant destruction and chaos that I'm in the middle of is somehow playing a part in that. I had this note that I keep in my car and I still read it. I've had it for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, that a friend of mine, Laura, wrote. And if I can remember correctly, it says, when a seed breaks open, everything changes. Its insides come out. And to some, it would look like destruction, but to others, it is transformation. I don't think that that's exactly how it goes, but you kind of get the gist of it. And I look to that note a lot, especially in times like this, that feel extra intense, as well as the concept of when things are removed from your life, it's making room for something better. And that's another one that I love, but I hate sometimes. Because sometimes I would just like for something and somebody to remain, to stay. I have had such a unique life. A very unique life. I don't think it's generally one that people assume. I think people assume that I have been through my own type of hell. I think people can generally tell that something really hurt me, but that I have a very good heart, and I'm trying my best. But wow, I honestly just think back on my life, and I definitely don't think it's a story many have, but I think that at the same time, and there are a lot of people who have similar stories in very different ways. I don't even know how he got up there. He must have been on my bag. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and please do like and subscribe. Despite the ups and the downs and the downs and the downs, I am very grateful for how beautiful of a life that I have. I hope that you guys have an absolutely beautiful and amazing day. I love you and I believe in you. Bye.